The rabbi can come lead Bible study at my little church in Foster whenever he wants. In fact, it sounds like our conversation at Bible study this week. Many of you I know were at our Rhode Island Interfaith Coalition Poverty Conference at Rhode Island College back in May, and you will remember that the Reverend Traci Blackmon from the United Church of Christ was our keynote speaker. And you will remember her words and that we gave her a standing ovation when she asked for justice on behalf of the community. And I'm going to read a portion of the statement that the United Church of Christ has on its website that was authored by Reverend Traci and also by the Reverend Dr. John Dorhauer, who's President and General Minister of the United Church of Christ. And it reads, "As people of God committed to the sacredness of all creation and the sanctity of every life, we are compelled to heed the cries of families now being violently torn apart at our borders for political expediency and profitability. Such violent acts are unnecessarily punitive and place at risk the physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual, and developmental stability of hundreds of families who now find themselves separated, caged, and commodified in a strange land. And God hears the cries of God's people. The plight of Black and brown migrant families whose children are ripped from their care cannot be the policy of a civilized land. We've been here before. Our nation's history bears witness to a legacy of lost love. We separated the children of Native peoples from their families. We separated the children of enslaved people from their families. We separated the children of Japanese people from their families. Many of these families were never made whole again. The legacy of white supremacist ideology is idolatrous and leaves an indelible mark of evil that can only be redeemed by a conscious act of spiritual repentance and repair. We must resist the evil of dehumanization enacted upon the vulnerable among us. The United Church of Christ strongly condemns the dismantling of families, the criminalization of the quest for freedom, and the caging of those whose only crime is to seek shelter from harm. Dr. Dorhauer, who's the President and General Minister of the denomination, brought as his contribution to the denomination a focus on white privilege. And the Rhode Island State Council of Churches, of which I'm one of the vice presidents, has taken that curriculum and created a study, a 5-week study called Merciful Conversations on Race, Let's Talk White Privilege. And we've already had several of those conversations around the state. About 50 people have been through that, and we're looking for having maybe 10 more this fall. If you're interested, because surely this immigration issue is really about racism. If you're interested in talking with me, call me or call the Council of Churches, and we'll bring you more information. Thank you very much.